Welcome. I'm back with another reading, another chapter reading from, King James Version, Holy Bible. I'm back with chapter 12. I am the Nasty Pastor. You can catch my full readings at Only Faith Ministries over on the YouTube app, over on the YouTube website. You can catch the readings of Revelations. You can also, if you want to find some humor, if you want to get some information about marriage, about relationships, you can also over there is the love and respect experience. But I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm going to get into this reading, this chapter 12 reading of Genesis. And please, go like, go share. I do need you to subscribe. Comments will make it better. But anywho, let's get into this reading. The title of chapter 12 is Promises to Abraham. And before I go any further, I want to elaborate on something I was viewing before I got in the shower this morning. And they was talking about Abraham and the life of Abraham, how Abraham left Canaan, came into Africa, married a Kimite, a ancient Egyptian woman, and had a son. So if you know the history of Abraham, if you know the history of Kemet, if you know the history of Moses, that's Abraham's real son, right? Right? Do you know the history of Moses? Moses' mother was a maid, you know what I mean? A hand to the queen of Ramses the Great, Ramses the Second. The dad, the dad, Ramses the First, which they call him Seti. That's a hand. They call them handmaids. You know what I mean? That Moses is supposed to. That's how that went. Moses is part Kimite, part you feel me? Hebrew. You understand me? Jewish. You get me now? How Moses ended up under the culture of the Kemites. You understand now? Abraham did what? Went into Africa, got him a wife, had him a son. So let's go and get into this chapter 12 reading. Now the Lord had said to Abraham, get out of your country. That's what it was saying. That's what I viewed on YouTube. This documentary about Abraham. That's what the Lord told Abraham. Don't get out your country. And Abraham went into Africa. Get out your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Did you hear this? Did you hear this? Peep this out, right? Whom we pray to was already dissatisfied with Kemet, right? With the Kemet culture in that time period, right? Come on. Understand this with me. Understand what I just read. Our Maker was already dissatisfied with the ways and the culture of Kemet because of what? He's taking, let me back that up, because as I said, I never look at whom I pray to as a he or a she. Amun asked Abraham to leave Canaan, cast his butt on into Africa, because of what? I'm going to make you a great man. I'm going to make you a great man under a great nation. Right? Right? At the end of the day, when Ramses denied Moses' demand, question, demand of asking to let his people free, is when the destruction fell upon the Kemet dynasty, the Ramses dynasty, my ancestors' dynasty, my dynasty. Got me? These Jews began to rise in the world. These Hebrews began to rise in the world. Listen to your maker. Hear me? Your maker sent messages through images. Your maker sent messages through tribulations, your tribulations. Your maker sent messages, verbal messages, through your peers, through your children, through your siblings, through your parents. Pay attention, take heed. So Abraham departed as the Lord had spoken to him, and Lot went with him. And Abraham was 75 years old when he departed from Haran. Yep. It said he departed from Haran. So I'm gonna, back this up. I'm gonna correct myself in saying Canaan, because I know that's when Moses left. When Moses left what they call ancient Egypt, Moses went into Canaan. Now, if Haran is a country, is a part of Canaan, then I'm correct. You got what I'm saying? I might have overstepped my boundaries. I might have went too fast into, saying where they're from. But I'm gonna keep reading along, and if I have to correct myself, I'm gonna correct myself. If I'm accurate, I'm gonna keep moving along. But in a way, Abraham came from Haran, Haran. Then Abraham took Sarai, Sarai. You could say Sarah, but they pronounce it Sarai. His wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their possessions that they had gathered, and the people whom they had acquired in Haran, and they departed to go to the land of Canaan. So they came to the land of Canaan. You got what I'm saying? You get it? Moses left Kemet to go to Canaan. Why? Because that's where his roots was at. That was the last place his father laid his roots. Abraham passed through the land to the place of Shechem, as far as the terebinth tree of Moreh. And the Canaanites were then in the land. Then the Lord appeared to Abraham and said, to your descendants I will give this land. You get it? That's why Moses went to Canaan. Why? Because this is where Abraham's roots began. True, Abraham had roots somewhere else. He had roots somewhere else, but to be a great man, to be a great leader, to have a great nation, what do you have to do? Start from the root, start from scratch, have to build his congregation, have to build his army, have to build his word. I will give this land, and there he built an altar to the Lord who had appeared to him. And he moved from there to the mountain east of Bethel. And he pitched his tent with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. There he built an altar to the Lord and called on the name of the Lord. So Abraham journeyed, going on still toward the south. Now this next verse, start of this next verse, is the title is Abraham in Egypt. Now remember I explained, I was just before I got in the shower, I was watching this show on YouTube about Abraham. And I explained and said, it said that whom Abraham prayed to, it said the Lord. The Lord told Abraham to leave his land and go into Africa. It didn't say Egypt, it said Africa. You feel me? Abraham landed in Egypt, and if you understand the map of our continents, do you see how close Egypt is to the Middle East? Because Canaan is in the Middle East. You got what I'm saying? So do you see how close it is? You would think it would be the same. You would think the Middle East, Europe, Asia, and Africa would be connected together. But if you understand the continents, and if you understand how the world was built, and you understand what divided the land mass, then you'll understand how we got different continents, because it was only one land. All these continents was, these 7 different continents was one. The salt water, the natural disasters has made it where that one piece of land ended up being 7 continents. Verse 10, now there was a famine in the land, and Abraham went down to Egypt to dwell there, for the famine was severe in the land. And it came to pass when he was close to entering Egypt that he said to Sarah his wife, indeed, I know that you are a woman of beautiful countenance. Therefore it will happen when the Egyptians see you that they will say, this is his wife, and they will kill me. But they will let you live. Please say you are my sister. There you go. If you understood the move, let me thumbnail this. Let me, bookmark this. If you understood the movie Exodus, remember there was a lie told. Remember? The handmaid was supposed to be Moses' aunt or something like that. Moses' sister, Moses' aunt, something, however it went, there was a lie told. Therefore it will happen when the Egyptians see you that they will say, this is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will let you live. Please say you are my sister, that it may be well with me for your sake, and that I may live because of you. So it was when Abraham came into Egypt that the Egyptians saw the woman, that she was very beautiful. The princess of Pharaoh also saw her and commanded her to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. He treated Abraham well for her sake. He had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male and female servants, female donkeys and camels. But the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abraham's wife. And Pharaoh called Abraham and said, what is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister? I might have taken her as my wife. Now therefore here is your wife. Take her and go your way. So Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away with his wife and all that he had. Well, that's the end of chapter 12. I just want to say this, and I want you to understand this. Religion is tricky, very tricky. Read it. Get some understanding of it. Your life is in there. Your bloodline is in there. Your ancestors are in there. There are people in the world, they don't have to go through the actions of knowing what not to do. There are people in this world that can read, that can see others' actions and apply it to their life and say, you know something? I don't never want to get involved in that. You feel me? Tell you what, I am the Nasty Pastor. Please go like, share, subscribe, comment. And look, I love you. And I'll be back at you next week with another read from the Holy Bible, from the King James Version of the Holy Bible, Genesis